From Kern Government Television, welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting, originating from the County Administrative Center located at 1115 Truxtun Avenue, Bakersfield, California. Kern County's vision is to create and maintain a customer-centered county government designed to garner the confidence, support, and trust of the people we serve. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Okay, board to reconvene. Good afternoon, Madam Clerk.
Good afternoon.
Would you please call the roll?
Supervisor Gleason.
Here.
Supervisor Scribner.
Here.
Supervisor Maggard.
Here.
Supervisor Couch.
Here.
Supervisor Perez.
Here. Thank you, Ms. Raizan. Nice to see you. Would you please provide a report on action taken in closed session?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Items number 37 and 38 were on your agenda for closed session. However, item number 38 was withdrawn. You only met on item 37, and there is no reportable action.
Thank you so very much. Agenda for today's meetings are located at the tables at the back of the chamber for anyone wishing to follow along. We will begin by considering the consent agenda. All items listed with a capital C, capital A are considered to be routine and non-controversial by county staff. Consent items will be considered first and may be approved by one motion if no member of the board or public wishes to comment or ask questions. If a member of the audience wishes to comment or ask questions regarding an item or items on the consent agenda, they may do so prior to a vote being taken on the consent agenda. A member of the board may remove any item from the consent agenda. It will be considered in listed sequence with an opportunity for any member of the public to address the board considering the item before action is taken. A member of the public may also comment on any closed session item. Are there any members of the public who would like to comment? Wait, I need to call the consent matters. Forgive me. Begin on page 2. And I do have a correction regarding item 5. Please strike the recommended action in caps and replace with continue to Tuesday, May 5, 2020 at 2 p.m. Consent matters are item 5, also on page 2. Items 6, 7, and 8 on page 3. On page 4, items 9 through 11. On page 5, items 12 through 16. On page 6, items 17 through 24. On page 7, items 25 through 31. And on page 8, items 32 through 37. Are there any members of the public who would like to comment on a consent matter? If so, now is the time to do so. Okay. We will move on to close the public portion of the consent agenda and ask my colleagues for comment, question, or action.
Motion on consent.
Oh, wait, we need a motion to adjourn as the Board of Supervisors and I'm sorry, we need a motion to adjourn as the Board of Supervisors and was it re-adjourn as the Kern Sanitation Authority, Madam Clerk? Thank you.
What he said. Yes.
Yes, reconvene.
Reconvene,
as that
sorry,
board.
excuse me. I was searching for that word. You helped me.
Or second.
Thank you, Supervisor. A motion and a second, or no, we don't have a second.
He's the second.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved, all ayes.
Thank you. The board is now sitting as the Kern Sanitation Authority and will consider the KSA consent agenda. Under the consent agenda, we have one item, that's item C1. Are there any members of the public or authority that would like to pull the item off consent? I will now entertain a motion to approve, seeing none or no interest in doing so, I will now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda and to adjourn as Kern Sanitation Authority and reconvene as the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District.
So moved. Second.
Thank you, Mick. Thank you. Please cast your votes. We had a motion and a second.
Motion is approved, all ayes.
Board is now sitting as the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District and will consider the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District consent agenda. Under the consent agenda, we have one item, item C2. Are there any members of the public or the district that would like to pull the item off consent? I will now entertain a motion to, seeing no interest in doing so, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda and to adjourn as Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District and reconvene as the Board of Supervisors.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved, all ayes.
Okay, excellent. Moving right along to public presentations, which is item number 3. This portion of the agenda is reserved for members of the public who would like to comment on matters that are within the jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors, but are not on today's specific agenda. Now is the time to do so with a 2-minute limit. Good afternoon and welcome.
Hey, Good afternoon, Board. So regarding the election, before you send any more messages saying that I should have known better, that I couldn't beat you, let's look at some facts.
Mr. Abbasi, we don't do
42%.
politics here, or campaigning or politics here. It's not the venue for it. So if you have a matter that's within the jurisdiction of the board,
is.
please bring that, because I know you're smart enough to know the difference, but we don't do politics or campaigning in here. It's illegal.
Right. And under the past 8 years, we've had a decline in our streets, our roads are in disrepair. We have a homelessness problem, of course, that's just growing, along with the crime that seems to be still under your watch, still getting worse. So these are things that I think need to be addressed and should be addressed. Term limits is something that I think would help as far as getting us a turnover, and that's something I'll be looking towards. I know you guys don't want to put it on the ballot yourself, so we'll take it upon ourselves, but please do consider that if for some reason you do want to put term limits on the ballot. And the last thing is the term limits. I'm very concerned about what had occurred with the elections board, with the retiring/firing of the assistant registrar. It gives us less faith and confidence when we're told one thing and it turns out to be a completely different other situation. And I don't think employees should be subjected to such a shameful termination of their employment. And I think you guys should have more consideration for your employees in that respect. And also the delays in the voter guides is something that's unusual, and I think that's voter suppression. A lot of people didn't get to vote, or they didn't vote on any of the ballot measures because they didn't have the information. It wasn't available online either, for whatever reason. And statements, candidate statements also were not available online. And so we will be looking into other options here with the petition process that also include the recall and the initiative process. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Abbasi. Are there any members of the public that would like to speak to matters not on the agenda today, but within the jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors? Okay, seeing no other members of the public, we will move to board member announcements or reports. I am aware that Mr. Craig Pope would like to come forward and brief us on public works matters. I see you've been busy fixing our roads, Mr. Pope, and it has been extraordinary progress, and never even once have I been annoyed by it, Craig, so that's the striking part.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll say that I have been annoyed more than once, so I appreciate the confidence. I listened this morning and heard some discussion about what is it that Public Works is going to be doing during these down times. And so I decided it'd be best to come forward and give you a little presentation about what we're going to try and accomplish, and it's a lot. Public Works is looking to provide a balanced service that protects our employees, the public, and yet still allows the business to do its work. So with this in mind, our current plan is landfills and transfer stations remain open, standard hours. Road and waste construction projects, that we have a lot of contractors out there working, we're going to keep up with them. As long as they're working, we're going to keep working with them. Kern Sanitation, that's our sewer plant and collection systems, both Taft and East Bakersfield, business as normal. Road maintenance, we will keep the roads open and safe. Just like last night, we had snow in several parts of the county, we kept it open. On the engineering side, the project design, and we're going to probably slow down a little bit, but you'll be transparent to you. Those projects that have time constraints on their projects or money constraints on them will keep moving, but in general, some of them may slow down a little bit. Traffic signals, operational. It'll be transparent to you how we accomplish this. Permitting for transportation permits, encroachment permits will continue. One of our biggest challenges will be the building inspection piece, building permits. We intend to keep that open. This is probably the biggest concern about our employees because they interact directly with the public so much. We'll probably have a little different process, and I hope the public bears with us, but we'll try and have fewer people in the room with them at the same time, so they're not in contact with each other or our employees. This is compounded by the fact that our building, is first floor, is getting renovated at this time, so we've crammed them all into one little spot. So we're gonna do the best we can, and we have a waiting area for the public, and we have people that will be looking for them when their time is up to come on in and talk with people. We'll probably be doing more of drop your plans off, we'll deal with them, get a hold of you when you can come back and pick them up type thing. Hopefully it works. If you're hearing anything other than that, please let me know. Our finance section, it will be a skeleton crew, but we still got to pay our bills and we got to get our employees paid. We hope to do all this with about 60% staff. So it'll be tight. We're going to see what we can pull off. And a lot of it is, for instance, the road maintenance, we'll probably have half that is covering the whole county, working at a time, and then 2 weeks, the other half will be working. So we'll see how that goes. We're not going to be doing as many projects, but we will keep the roads open and safe. Things that we're looking at, delaying, pushing out, not doing at this point in time, code cases. We'll have people there receiving the questions, receiving the code cases, and if there's any life-threatening or anything, that will deal with them, but in general, those will slow down. Illegal dumping, homeless cleanup, we're going to have to postpone that for a little while. Advanced planning, permitting, things that don't mean anything to you, but that's what we're always looking ahead and doing our permitting. That'll slow down, delay it for about a month. We should be okay. Public meetings, public relations, we're just stopping those for this time frame. Community cleanup events, we'll just delay. We're going to have as many as we always have, but we'll push them out for a little while. And any HR actions, we have always a big turnover of people and whatnot. We'll just be avoiding hiring during this time frame. So with that, any questions you might have, I'll be glad to answer them. If things get really strange out there, we can always come back with a new plan, but at this point, we hope to accomplish what we need to do with what we're planning.
Craig, thank you so much for everything. I feel comforted knowing that you're here. Anything
Thank you.
else? Mick Gleason?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Craig, thanks a lot. Good presentation. Is this information going to be gathered on a website so people can see it?
Yes, we'll put it on our website and we'll kick it over towards the county and see if they want to just, they have the link to our website.
So the county's going to have that also, so people could, they probably won't know to go to your website. They're going to go to his.
Right.
And then
that'll be
they'll
connected
link
over.
to get to yours.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mick. Any other questions? I see Director Oviatt is coming forward, but I don't see any more questions from my colleagues. We may need you, Craig, in a sec, but Director Oviatt?
Hey, Craig, I didn't mean to single out your department this morning. You're just the only one I could think of by name. Right. We have a lot going on. Yeah.
Thank you. So first, the planning department. The planning department is in the same building, provides services to the building permits. So first, we have made sure that that happens. They will get their addresses that they need. Some of those people are working remotely. We've already set that up. They will also get their checks. What we have done is move the planning interaction out of that small room and created a different room. And we will be doing that by appointment. If someone walks in, we'll take care of them. But we are conducting our business by email and by conference call and not by meeting, because once again, we are under construction. We have a very small room and we want to provide that space for the building department. But no, there will be no interruption with the planning support to the building department. We are processing all our permits. We are delaying our planning commission and directors hearing for a month. We have worked that out with applicants. We have a full team working on oil and gas permits. We have done 1/4 of the permits we usually do in 1 year in 20 days. They're working, I am sending them home at a decent hour, but they are working overtime. They are working on Saturday and Sunday, and they will be working until 11:59 on March 25th, and then they will be part of the non-essential and will get some rest as well as being available from home. But that is an essential that we do need to keep going. They are well, and we are taking care of them. We also have delayed our general plan workshops, which we were going to have. We believe that teleconferencing for those is not as effective, and the community is distracted right now. We need them to concentrate on their businesses. We need them to concentrate on being well. So we are going to delay the general plan workshops. This information will be on our website. If it's not on our website right this minute, I'd be surprised. And we have provided this to Megan Pearson, the communications, who can link to it. And I'm available for any questions.
Supervisor Maggard.
Thank you. Ms. Oviatt, is it necessary, and are there any alternatives to the general plan window at our, we have one remaining meeting in March. Is it necessary to do the general plan processing that time, or can that be changed?
The general plan window is actually on March 31st. You are having a meeting on March 31st. It turns out that we are setting for that. All of those cases were being continued anyway. So we think we appreciate your thoughts, and we have already managed that.
So there will likely not be any of those before us that day?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Director.
Thank you.
Any other members of the public? Okay, we will close the, well, actually, this was board member announcements and reports, so colleagues, anything?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Mr. Scrivener, I want to reiterate to the public that during this morning's meeting, we decided not to meet on March 24th, and all items scheduled for the March 24th meeting will be continued to the meeting scheduled for Tuesday, March 31st. We will adjourn now and see you back March 31st, 9 a.m. Godspeed to you all.